Watch out for this photo. It's a bit disturbing, isn't it? A giant bear hugging two children and telling them a story. Good morning, kids. Good morning. Nothing could be further from the truth. In the previous video, we came across this old photograph, and thanks to your comments, we now know it was from a famous children's series from the 1970s. In fact, if we go back to its premiere in 1962, we'll see that this is what this curious series looked like back when color hadn't yet arrived on TV screens. As a fun fact, this series was broadcast at night before children went to bed, and it was about a bear, together with the bogeyman, who in France, unlike in other countries, was actually a good character, sprinkling a kind of dust on children so they would fall asleep peacefully. In fact, at that time, when children were tired and rubbed their eyes because they were sleepy, parents would take the opportunity to say, "The bogeyman has already come and sprinkled the dust on you. It's time to go to bed." I thought it was really interesting to share this story. I also discovered, thanks to you all, that the dried fish in the office was actually a pike, which usually lives along the shores of lakes in large ponds, and that this specimen could date back to 1950. And finally, you assured me that this thing, which I didn't know what it was, turned out to be an old foot warmer. Being in the woman's office, just imagine how many times she must have used it while she was sitting here, focused on her business. Alright, now let's move on to the top floor, which for me was the most amazing, and we'll finish with the attic. Look at what they had stored here. What year were these little flowers put here to dry? I think it's about time for me to head upstairs. Oh my god, wow, the ship. Look how beautiful it is. Okay, upstairs, you're gonna be blown away by the room we have here, how bright it is, and just like downstairs, it's packed to the brim with stuff. And check out this painting. That blew my mind. It's like a black and white painting of a child, but you can tell by the wear and tear that this must be from the 1800s. And I'm not kidding, because we found, get this, papers from April 19th, 1864. So look, it's a letter that, from what I can see here, is a marriage letter. From 1864? A marriage letter. So there's a real history in this house, because of course it was heirs and heirs who lived here. But already in the 19th century, people were living in this house. I mean, it's no wonder there are so many things here. It's because a lot of them are super old. And that's why I was telling you about this painting, because it really looks like it's from that era. And then, check the fount. It's packed with details everywhere you look. Look at the rose. Well, this one's fate. You can tell this place has already been looted. Because I'm sure that, the way the house was, everything would have been intact. Look. Okay, and then check out the dresser. Look at what's on top of it. Oh my gosh. And then I noticed something. That on this painting, when you turn it around, look, I actually stopped recording earlier because I wanted to check out the top part since we're a bit short on time, and I kept noticing all these details, like, wow, the back of the painting and everything, it even has a prayer written on it. And look, here's another letter. 1883. Oh, I just looked at this little book too. Check it out. When you open it, it's like a Bible, some kind of Bible. Let's see where it was. I'll find it. I was really shocked, you know? Look at what they had kept here. I mean, in what year were these little flowers put here to dry? It could easily have been, I don't know, 50 years before I was born that this was placed here, and then it was closed up. And this was also inside a drawer, which I just took out to show you now. So just imagine how much time has passed with these little flowers that maybe bloomed a century ago, and now here I am filming them. Here, there are also more little cards from 1970. So, like I said, 50 years ago. Well, then look, there's also a baby carriage here from the last century, because just look at the wheels, how they are. Looking at the old estates, we already know that at least 4 or 5 generations of the same family have lived in this house. And the room itself is huge. And apparently, that's it. A couple used to sleep here, and there was another bed in the middle. Maybe it was for someone who perhaps had a disability or something, like someone who needed to sleep there, with some adults next to them to keep an eye on them, because it's strange. I've never seen this setup in a room, having a double bed and a single bed. It could be for so many reasons, even that they later slept separately and added another bed because one of the people was a sleepwalker and would get up, or because someone needed to sleep with adults. There are just so many possibilities and options that we have no idea what could have happened here, or who could have slept here. By the way, the pillow is pretty dirty, as you can see. And here we have more cases with paint. And sizes. I mean, brushes of different sizes. The ink. Alright then, that sounds good. There's something I want to show you. And it's the garden that's here. Hold on, I'm gonna open this one better. Alright, this is the garden. Look. And how it turned out. The first person who had to come in and find this place, I guess. They must have been, like crazy making their way through the brambles. Because this is totally overgrown with plants. Okay, then over here they have a photo album, and I was able to see that apparently they did volunteer work because they went to Africa, but they also have some pretty strange photos, like this one. I'm not going to focus on it too much because the person appears in a kind of odd way. And then some photos like this one, drinking with the child. I don't know, some pretty strange photos that, like you saw in the picture I quickly showed, just don't make any sense. Just like here, another one of a doll. I don't know, they're just kind of weird photos. You don't go to Africa to take a picture of a body like that. And the next room, which is up here, is this one right here. Another marvel. Because just look at the decay on the walls, on the paintings. Another vanity table, and I'm not really sure what's on it. Okay, I'm not really sure what this is right here. I don't know if it's just really heavy. It's like it's made of iron, and it was placed here with this thing. I don't know, it's really old, just like this little box. And right over here, oh wow, just look at all these different kinds of pen nibs. It is truly fascinating to see such a wide variety of specialized nibs designed specifically for writing with a classic fountain pen. They actually had all these different types of tips here to accommodate various styles, allowing for a lot of diversity in the thickness and the overall character of the writing. Wow, how beautiful! I've never seen this before. Look at the lotions. This is 90-degree alcohol. But 90-degree alcohol? Oh, look, it has the name of the pharmacy on it. It looks like water, huh? And then tonic lotion with plants or something like that. And here are more colognes. Man, this is just so beautiful. I don't know if it's still so well preserved. That's amazing. Rose water. Oh, I have to smell this. Oh, well, it smells good. It still smells like rose water, in a kind of strong way. Yeah, strong, pretty strong. But it still smells like roses. I don't know, just smelling it is like... Wow, who was the last person to smell this? I mean, how many years ago was that? And now here I am, and that scent, I don't know, maybe I'm losing it, but yeah. It's all laughs now, but one day I'll open something and it'll be chloroform. Then we'll see who's laughing. Look at this beautiful painting. Ah, what a shame about this. Look, it's like it's burned or something. Or maybe it got hit. But it's right there on the girl's head. Look at the nightstand or the painting above it. There are so many things here. There are things everywhere, even on the bed. Oh my goodness. Oh, the little bunny. Let's take it one step at a time. The painting, look at it. By the way, what an experience with the light. It was without it. How beautiful it is. And then here they have a little bunny. What an eye. Did you see that? A baby one, huh? Let's see. It's a nose plug for people who snored. Wow, I didn't know that. I mean, look at this. It's a nose plug for people who snored. Seriously. Well, I'm not going to put it on because, no, but let's see. I'm interested. Let's check it out. Oh, yeah. And if you snored, I mean, wow, let's see. Oh, you pressed here. Wait, it's not focusing. There used to be some kind of foam here, but it's not there anymore. You put it on your nose, and it was supposed to keep you from snoring, right? It covered your nose with this. That's awesome, man. The bed. Someone definitely slept here too, with a pretty big bed, but I do think this room was just for one person. And it could have also been a girl because of the perfume she had, like rose water, etc. Check out the bed in the meter. In the ceilings, look at this. Seriously, I don't know if you could see where this house is today, right in the middle of the jungle, there's barely even an entrance. I mean, it's all brambles and bushes everywhere. From how they've just left the house abandoned there? Let's recap what we know after watching these 3 parts. The last family that lived in this house had 3 children. Look, I think this is the same girl we saw earlier. 2 girls and 1 boy. The mother had her own business. We're not exactly sure what it was, but it was something related to dentistry. Meanwhile, the father had his own nursery in the garden where he sold vineyards and roses. Then, suddenly, from one day to the next, everything changed. The reason why is still a mystery to this day. As I mentioned in the first part, there is no trace of this estate on the internet, nor of the names and surnames of the people who lived here. Pablo Moses? Pablo Moses, Kenhen. Okay, here are some cigarettes, and who knows if they're from back then or if some explorer who came here smoked them. Hello. Look, earplugs, and watch out, these earplugs have even been used. As Cicero said, there is nothing made by the hand of man that time will not eventually destroy. Take this moment to reflect. Knowing that time is the currency of your life and only you should spend it, are you letting others spend it for you? Wow, look, a map of Spain. Spain and Portugal. Check out where I am. All the way at the top. These stairs go up even more. It's like an attic. And here, it looks like there are even more toys. Wow, this really is the attic, so to speak. And here, honestly, you could spend your whole life just looking at all the stuff they've left behind. Look at this, man. The house itself is huge. That's a whole sack, and everything's packed full of toys. Whoa, this was an old bathtub. Look, a baby bathtub. And this stuffed animal isn't that old, but it's just sitting here. Alright, and here they've got clothes hanging to dry. Makes total sense, because both that window and the one over there are open, and there's a ton of wind blowing through. I'm sure back in the day they would have left them open too. And yeah, with how hot it gets here, with the sun beating directly on the roof, the clothes would dry in no time. But they also had all that space just for hanging clothes, so it was huge. And just so you see, it was such a sudden abandonment that they even left the clothes hanging to dry. The sheets, the rugs. This door here, look. To the workshop. We went in there earlier. We started the video there, coming in through that little door. In fact, you can see the car down there, and that's how we entered the workshop. And this is a door with some old stairs that used to lead here. And look at how it is now.